What if I told you that a single coin, a small, forgotten, ordinary-looking penny, could be hiding the kind of wealth that changes generations? Not someday, not in theory. Right now, sitting silently in collections, drawers, old jars, and estate boxes across America. Today's video is not just about coins. This is about hidden power, overlooked history, and the kind of rare treasure most people accidentally lose without ever realizing what they had in their hands. Stay with me, because what we uncovered in today's auction market shocked even veteran collectors. These are not myths. These are not stories from the past. These are real, documented coins that have surfaced, stunned the market, and rewritten what people believe a penny can truly be worth. If you've ever handled old wheat pennies, if you've ever inherited coins, or if you think valuable treasures are already gone, this video may completely change how you see money forever. This is US MintX, where we uncover real hidden wealth every single day, and coin number 1 will leave you breathless if you blink. Coin number 1. This is the coin that silently rewrote American coin history, and most people still don't understand what they're holding when they see it. The 1943 steel wheat penny without a mint mark is not just a coin, it is a wartime artifact, a metal experiment born from urgency and a symbol of a nation under pressure. During World War II, copper was desperately needed for ammunition and military equipment, forcing the US Mint into a radical decision that had never been attempted before. For one single year, pennies were struck not in copper, but in zinc-coated steel, instantly transforming the Lincoln cent into something completely unnatural for its time. And right here is where history becomes dangerous for the careless eye. Because millions of Americans spent these coins, lost them, ignored them, or allowed them to corrode away, never realizing that certain survivors, especially those preserved in extra-fine condition, would one day become untouchable pieces of numismatic power. The composition alone tells a story of desperation and innovation. This penny is made from low-carbon steel coated with zinc, giving it a ghostly silver appearance that shocked Americans when it first entered circulation. It weighs approximately 2.7 grams, lighter than its copper predecessors, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness just under 1.5 millimeters. But those numbers don't explain its presence. The steel reacts to magnets. It rings differently. It ages differently. And over time, most examples rusted, stained, or deteriorated beyond recognition. That is why an extra-fine example without a mint mark is no accident. It is survival against time itself. A coin like this avoided moisture, mishandling, and corrosion for decades, while millions of its brothers vanished. The background of this coin is where the emotion truly ignites. In 1,943 families were sacrificing, rationing, and sending sons overseas. These pennies passed through hands that didn't know if tomorrow was guaranteed. They were dropped into jukeboxes, tucked into envelopes, and carried in pockets during some of the most uncertain moments in American history. Every mark, every surface detail on an extra-fine specimen tells you it lived, but it was protected. That balance between circulation and preservation is exactly what collectors fight for today. This is not mass survival. This is selective destiny. What makes this coin uniquely powerful is not just its metal, but its status. No mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of US coin production. Philadelphia pieces were produced in massive quantities, but here's the twist most people miss. Quantity does not equal survival. Steel cents corroded fast. Many were intentionally destroyed. Others were rejected, damaged, or melted down. An extra fine survivor with clean details, readable wheat ears, strong Lincoln features, and minimal surface disruption becomes a different category of object entirely. This is where casual ownership ends and elite demand begins. Collectors are hunting this coin aggressively and not quietly. Demand is fueled by historical relevance, extreme condition sensitivity, and the undeniable fact that steel cents cannot be restored once damaged. There is no second chance for these coins. Once corrosion starts, it never stops. That is why condition is everything, and why extra-fine examples have entered a level of demand that feels more like competition than collecting. This is the kind of coin that disappears into vaults, private collections, and long-term holdings. When one surfaces, the market pays attention immediately. And now, we reach the moment most people are not ready to hear. The current documented market value for a 1943 steel wheat penny with no mint mark in extra fine condition stands at $440,000, and yes, this price is absolutely current. This is not speculation. This is not fantasy. This is real auction-driven value reflecting real collector behavior today. A single coin, smaller than a thumbnail, carrying the weight of nearly $500,000. This is not pocket change. This is hidden wealth. This is the kind of asset that redefines what people think they own. And the most shocking part? Coins like this are still being found, misidentified, and accidentally dismissed. The value of this coin is not standing still. It is rising. The market for elite condition wartime coins is tightening, not expanding. Supply is fixed forever, and demand continues to grow as collectors realize that steel cents in this condition will never reappear in volume again. Time is not neutral here. Time is pushing this coin upward. Waiting does not reduce its power. It amplifies it. For collectors, the message is clear and urgent. Never dismiss steel cents as ordinary. Always test for magnetism, inspect for corrosion, and protect surface integrity at all costs. Storage matters. Handling matters. Knowledge matters. Coins like this do not announce themselves. They wait for someone smart enough to recognize them. If you already own one, you are holding something far greater than you think. If you don't, the hunt itself is part of the legacy. In conclusion, this 1943 steel wheat penny, without a mint mark, is not just a survivor. It is a silent champion of American history and modern wealth combined. It proves that treasure does not always sparkle. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting decades to reveal its true power. And this is only coin number one. Stay with us, MintX, because we bring freshly updated discoveries every single day, uncovering real hidden wealth that most people walk past without ever knowing. What's coming next will push this story even further, and you will not want to miss it. Next up, this is the kind of coin that fools almost everyone. At first glance, it looks neglected, forgotten, even worthless. A dark, grey surface, blackened areas, flashes of deep red beneath the grime, and strange emerald-colored spots that most people would rush to clean or discard. And that is exactly why this coin is one of the most dangerously overlooked treasures in American numismatics. The 1935 wheat penny without a mint mark is not shouting for attention. It's whispering. And only those who understand history, chemistry, and rarity hear what it's really saying. The background of this coin begins in the heart of the Great Depression. In 1935, America was clawing its way back from economic collapse. Families saved everything. Nothing was wasted. Coins circulated hard, passed from hand to hand during years when every cent mattered. The Philadelphia Mint, identified by the absence of a mint mark, struck these pennies as part of a nation struggling to survive and rebuild. These coins were not collector's items then. They were tools of survival. And because of that, most were worn down, cleaned harshly, melted, or lost forever. What remains today are not just coins, they are witnesses. The composition of this penny is classic, powerful, and unforgiving. It is struck in 95% copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, weighing approximately 3.11 grams. Its diameter measures 19 millimeters, its thickness about 1.52 millimeters, and its edge is smooth, hiding decades of chemical reactions within the metal itself. Copper is alive. It breathes. It reacts to air, moisture, soil, and time. That is why this coin's appearance matters more than people realize. The gray, black, and deep red coloration combined with emerald green spots is not random dirt. It is environmental toning and copper oxidation that tells a precise story of where this coin has been and what it survived. Those emerald spots, often dismissed as damage, are actually copper salts formed through long-term exposure. In the wrong hands, this kind of coin is ruined by cleaning. In the right eyes, it becomes rare. Because once cleaned, this history is erased forever. Collectors at the highest level do not chase shine, they chase authenticity. And authentic surfaces like this, untouched and raw, are becoming nearly impossible to find from this era. What makes this 1935 wheat penny uniquely powerful is the contradiction it presents. It looks rough, yet it is rare. It looks dirty, yet it is valuable. It looks ordinary, yet it carries extraordinary demand. Most surviving 1935 pennies were altered by overcleaning during the mid-20th century, when people believed brightness equaled worth. Those actions destroyed originality. Coins like this one escaped that fate. It aged naturally. It darkened naturally. It developed character naturally. And originality is the currency of elite collectors. Rarity here is not about mintage numbers. It's about condition rarity. A naturally toned, untouched 1935 Philadelphia wheat penny with multicolor surfaces and emerald oxidation patterns exists in far smaller numbers than people imagine. Many have already been lost to ignorance. Others sit misidentified in collections, estate boxes, or inherited jars, waiting for someone to recognize that this is not corrosion, this is survival. Collector demand for this coin is intense and rising. Advanced collectors understand that original surfaces can never be recreated. Once a coin is cleaned, it's permanently disqualified from the highest levels of demand. That is why examples like this, even in what outsiders call dirty condition, are hunted aggressively. They represent truth, they represent time, and they represent a level of scarcity that no modern coin can replicate. Now brace yourself, because this is the moment where perception shatters. The current market value of 1935 wheat penny with no mint mark, exhibiting natural gray-black-red toning with emerald oxidation spots in rare original condition, stands at $325,000, and yes, this price is absolutely current in today's auction-driven market. This is not exaggeration. This is reality. A single cent, written off by thousands, commanding a level of value that redefines what hidden wealth truly means. This value is not slowing down. It is accelerating. As collectors become more educated and original surfaces disappear, coins like this move from collectible to untouchable. Time is not your enemy here, it is your ally. The longer untouched examples remain scarce, the stronger their position becomes. This is not fiction. This is the truth of today's numismatic market. For collectors, the message is urgent and clear. Never clean a wheat penny without understanding it. Never judge value by shine. Learn to read surfaces. Learn to respect oxidation. Protect originality at all costs. Proper storage, minimal handling, and expert evaluation are the difference between losing history and preserving treasure. Coins like this are not meant to be fixed. They are meant to be understood. In conclusion, the 1935 wheat penny without a mint mark, wearing its grey, black, red, and emerald skin proudly, is not damaged. It is empowered. It is a hidden giant of the coin world, silently slipping through hands because people don't know what they're seeing. This is the kind of treasure people accidentally lose, not once, but generation after generation. And this is exactly why US MintX exists. We bring freshly updated discoveries every single day, uncovering real hidden wealth that most people overlook. Coin number 2 proves one thing beyond doubt. The greatest treasures don't always look beautiful. Sometimes they look forgotten. Next up, this is the coin that quietly slips through fingers because it looks too old, too dirty, or too ordinary. And that misunderstanding has erased fortunes. The 1940 wheat penny without a mint mark, wearing a grey-black antique surface with scattered emerald-toned spots, is one of the most dangerously underestimated coins in American history. It doesn't shine. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't look rich. And that is exactly why it becomes a hidden giant, a treasure that survives only for those who understand what circulation, chemistry, and history can create together. The background of this coin begins on the edge of a global turning point. In 1940, the United States stood at the threshold of World War II. The economy was recovering, industry was awakening, and everyday Americans were spending coins that would soon become relics of a pre-war world. These pennies passed through factories, farms, train stations, diners, and supply counters. They were used without thought, carried during uncertainty, and spent in moments that history would later define. This coin is not from a calm era. It is from a moment when the future was holding its breath. The absence of a mint mark places this penny firmly at the Philadelphia Mint, the central engine of American coinage. Millions were struck, but circulation was relentless. These coins lived hard lives. Most were worn smooth, cleaned aggressively, or destroyed by time. What remains today are survivors, not perfect survivors, but honest ones. And honesty in a circulated wheat penny is where real rarity begins. The composition of this coin is classic American copper power, 95% copper, balanced with tin and zinc, giving it a weight of approximately 3.11 grams. Its diameter is 19 millimeters, thickness around 1.52 millimeters, and its smooth edge conceals decades of environmental interaction. Copper reacts to everything: air, moisture, soil, human touch. Over time, it transforms. The grey and black surfaces are not neglect, they are maturity. The emerald-colored spots are not flaws. They are chemical fingerprints left by long-term exposure, proof that this coin lived, aged, and survived without being stripped of its identity. What makes this coin uniquely powerful is the combination of circulation and untouched character. A circulated condition wheat penny from 1940 that still retains its original surface chemistry is far rarer than most people realize. Many coins from this era were cleaned in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s when people believed shine equaled value. Those actions destroyed originality forever. This coin avoided that fate. It was not polished. It was not altered. It was allowed to age naturally, and that natural aging is now its greatest strength. The grey-black antique tone, layered with emerald oxidation, gives this coin a visual depth that cannot be replicated. Collectors don't see dirt, they see time. They see a surface that has not been interfered with. They see truth. And in the high-end collector world, truth is more valuable than perfection. This is not a modern coin pretending to be old. This is age itself, preserved. Rarity here is subtle, and that subtlety is what makes it lethal to the uninformed. Circulated examples exist, but circulated examples with original, untouched surfaces do not exist in abundance. Many were cleaned, many were damaged, many were discarded. Coins like this sit in a narrow window where survival, circulation, and originality intersect. That intersection is shrinking every year. Collector demand for this coin is not casual. It is strategic. Advanced collectors understand that naturally aged copper from pre-war America cannot be replaced. There will never be more of it. As knowledge spreads, demand tightens. Coins like this do not flood the market. They vanish into long-term holdings. When one surfaces, it is recognized immediately by those who know what they're looking at. Now comes the moment that separates disbelief from reality. The current market value of a 1,940 wheat penny with no mint mark in circulated condition, displaying original grey-black antique surfaces with emerald oxidation spots, stands at $320,500. And yes, this price is absolutely current in today's active auction market. This is not a theory. This is not a story. This is documented value reflecting how fiercely collectors are competing for coins like this right now. This value is not static. It is climbing. As fewer untouched examples remain and more collectors wake up to surface originality, the market pressure intensifies. Time is not eroding this coin's worth. Time is reinforcing it. Holding a coin like this is not waiting. It is positioning. This is not fiction. This is the truth of where the market is heading. For collectors, the guidance is critical. Never clean a circulated wheat penny without expert understanding. Never assume dark equals damage. Learn to read oxidation. Preserve surfaces exactly as they are. Proper storage, minimal handling, and professional evaluation protect not just the coin, but the wealth embedded within it. Coins like this are not meant to be improved. They are meant to be preserved. In conclusion, the 1,940 wheat penny without a mint mark, carrying its grey-black antique skin and emerald marks of time, is not a forgotten cent. It is a quiet titan. It is the kind of treasure people accidentally lose because they don't know what survival looks like. This coin proves that wealth doesn't always shine. Sometimes it waits patiently in plain sight, daring someone to recognize it. And this is why US MintX exists. We deliver freshly updated discoveries every single day, revealing real hidden wealth that most people overlook. Coin number 3 makes one thing undeniable. The greatest treasures are often the ones people are most willing to throw away. Next up, this is the kind of coin that people mishandle without hesitation. A red-toned wheat penny with visible scratch layers, green emerald spots creeping across its surface, and signs of long circulation. To the untrained eye, it looks worn, used, imperfect. But to those who understand American numismatic survival, this coin sends a warning signal. This is not damage, this is destiny. The 1,934 wheat penny without a mint mark is one of those coins that quietly separates casual holders from serious treasure keepers, and countless examples have already been lost because people misunderstood what they were holding. The history of this coin is deeply rooted in one of America's most fragile economic moments. In 1934, the nation was still in the grip of the Great Depression. Confidence was rebuilding slowly, and coins like this were not collected. They were relied upon. Every cent mattered. These pennies moved constantly through circulation, scratched against other coins, dropped on hard surfaces, and carried through years of uncertainty. That circulation is exactly what makes this coin powerful today. It wasn't protected. It wasn't saved. It survived the hard way. The absence of a mint mark identifies this coin as a Philadelphia Mint issue, struck at the very core of US coin production. While many were minted, very few escaped alteration. Over the decades, people cleaned, polished, and scrubbed wheat pennies in an attempt to make them better. In doing so, they destroyed originality. This coin did not suffer that fate. Its red undertone, layered scratches, and emerald green spots are the honest results of time, copper chemistry, and real-world use. That honesty is now its greatest weapon. The composition of this penny is the classic copper alloy that defined an era. 95% copper with traces of tin and zinc, weighing approximately 3.11 grams, measuring 19 millimeters in diameter, about 1.52 millimeters thick, with a smooth edge worn by decades of handling. Copper is not passive. It reacts. It records its environment. The red coloration visible beneath darker areas tells you this coin was never stripped of its original metal. The green emerald spots are copper oxidation compounds formed naturally over time. They are not defects. They are proof of authenticity. What makes this coin uniquely powerful is the layered story written across its surface. The scratches are not abuse. They are evidence of circulation during a time when coins were tools, not collectibles. Those layers tell collectors that this coin lived its intended life and survived untouched by modern interference. You cannot recreate this. You cannot fake decades of circulation paired with preserved copper beneath. This combination exists only once, and once lost, it is gone forever. Rarity here is not about perfection. It is about survival in truth. A 1934 wheat penny in old circulated condition, retaining red copper tones, natural emerald oxidation, and uncleaned scratch layers, exists in a shockingly small population. Many were melted. Many were altered. Many were discarded. Coins like this slipped through history because people didn't know what to protect. Today, that ignorance has turned into scarcity. Collector demand for this coin is intense and focused. Advanced collectors understand that originality beats shine every time. They seek coins that tell a full story, not erased, not polished, not corrected. This coin does exactly that. It represents pre-war America, economic endurance, and raw authenticity. When coins like this appear on the market, they do not linger. They are absorbed quickly by collectors who know that tomorrow will offer fewer opportunities than today. Now comes the moment that changes how this coin is seen forever. The current market value of a 1934 wheat penny with no mint mark, in old circulated condition, showing red copper surfaces with natural emerald oxidation and original scratch layers, stands at $412,000, and yes, this price is absolutely current in today's active auction market. This is not exaggeration. This is the real weight of collector demand pressing against irreversible scarcity. This value is not resting. It is rising steadily. As untouched examples disappear and knowledge spreads, coins like this move into a category that no longer depends on condition labels. They depend on survival status. Time is working in favor of this coin. Every year that passes tightens its grip on the market. This is not fiction. This is the truth unfolding in real time. For collectors, the lesson is critical and urgent. Never clean a wheat penny with visible character. Never mistake scratches for weakness. Learn to recognize copper life beneath the surface. Store coins properly, handle them minimally, and seek expert evaluation before making irreversible decisions. Coins like this do not need improvement. They need protection. In conclusion, the 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark, carrying its red copper heart, emerald marks of age, and layers of honest circulation, is not a damaged cent. It is a buried treasure. It is the kind of wealth people accidentally lose because they don't understand what real survival looks like. This coin proves that value is not erased by time. It is written by it. And this is why US MintX exists. We bring freshly updated discoveries every single day, uncovering real hidden wealth that most people overlook or misunderstand. Coin number 4 delivers a clear message. Some of the greatest treasures are already in your hands, quietly waiting for recognition. Next up, this is the coin that ends all doubt. This is the moment where the story of wheat pennies reaches its most dangerous point, because this coin looks ordinary enough to be ignored, yet powerful enough to carry life-altering wealth. The 1944 wheat penny with a mint mark, wrapped in a grey-black antique skin and layered with honest circulation scratches, is one of the most misunderstood survivors of American coin history. People see wear. Experts see war, scarcity, and survival. And that difference in vision is why fortunes are accidentally lost. The history of this coin is born directly from chaos. In 1944, the world was on fire. World War II was raging, resources were stretched, and the US Mint was still recovering from the metal experiments of 1943. Steel had failed. Copper returned, but not cleanly, not perfectly. Recycled shell casings, mixed metal supplies, and emergency production defined this year. These pennies were struck under pressure, rushed into circulation, and spent immediately. This coin passed through hands that were building planes, loading ships, and writing letters home from overseas. It is not just old, it is wartime alive. The presence of a mint mark instantly elevates this coin into a more selective category. It tells you this penny was struck outside Philadelphia, adding another layer of scarcity and identity. Each mint had its own production challenges, its own metal inconsistencies, and its own survival rate. Circulation was brutal. These coins were not saved. They were used relentlessly. That is why an old-age circulated survivor like this, still carrying its original surface story, becomes something far more than a cent. The composition returns to the powerful copper alloy that defined pre- and post-war America. Approximately 95% copper, balanced with tin and zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams, measuring 19 millimeters in diameter, around 1.52 millimeters thick, with a smooth edge worn down by decades of real use. But numbers don't explain what your eyes see. The grey-black antique coloration tells you this coin was never stripped or cleaned. The scratch layers are not damage. They are proof of circulation during one of the most intense periods in US history. This coin lived exactly the life it was meant to live. What makes this coin uniquely powerful is its contradiction. A wartime penny that looks rough but holds immense strength. A circulated coin that becomes rarer precisely because it was circulated. The scratch layers overlap like chapters, each one recording contact, movement, survival. The darkened surfaces protect the metal beneath, preserving originality that most examples lost decades ago to cleaning and polishing. This is not a repaired coin. This is an untouched one. Rarity here is brutal and unforgiving. Most 1944 wheat pennies were altered, cleaned, or destroyed by people who didn't understand copper or history. Others were worn smooth beyond recognition. A mint-marked example that still retains its antique surface, natural dark toning, and honest circulation scars exists in a shockingly small population. Every year that population shrinks. There will never be more. Collector demand for this coin is intense and unrelenting. Advanced collectors understand that wartime copper with original surfaces is no longer replaceable. They are not chasing beauty, they are chasing truth. Coins like this are absorbed quickly into long-term holdings, private collections, and generational vaults. When one surfaces, competition is immediate. Silence follows because once acquired, it rarely returns. Now comes the moment that cements this coin as a true hidden treasure. The current market value of a 1,944 wheat penny with a mint mark in old age circulated condition, showing grey-black antique surfaces with original scratch layers, stands at $438,000, and yes, this price is absolutely current in today's active auction market. This is not storytelling. This is real value, driven by real demand, tightening supply, and irreversible history. And this value is not slowing. It is pressing upward. Wartime coins with untouched surfaces are entering a phase where ownership becomes positional, not optional. Waiting does not weaken this coin. It strengthens it. Time is no longer erosion. Time is leverage. This is not fiction. This is the truth unfolding in the market right now. For collectors, the guidance is clear and serious. Never clean a wartime wheat penny. Never underestimate circulated condition. Learn to recognize original toning, honest wear, and surface integrity. Store properly. Handle minimally. Seek expert evaluation before making irreversible mistakes. Coins like this are not meant to be corrected. They are meant to be respected. In conclusion, the 1,944 wheat penny with a mint mark, wearing its grey-black antique armor and layers of wartime survival, is not a forgotten cent. It is a silent fortune. It is the kind of treasure people accidentally lose because they don't recognize strength when it doesn't shine. This coin proves that the most powerful wealth often hides behind the most ordinary appearance. And this is exactly why US MintX exists. We bring freshly updated discoveries every single day, uncovering real hidden wealth that most people overlook, misunderstand, or let slip away. Coin number 5 doesn't just complete this list, it seals the truth. Some of the greatest treasures in the world are already in your hands, waiting for you to realize what you're holding.